Good morning, everybody. So, kind of a weird situation, and I've had to do it 3 or 4 times over the course of my military career, and it's kind of one of those situations to where it kind of tests your wit a little bit. Now, I mean, in all the different tasks and things that you have to do with being a soldier, um, there is this thing of accountability and responsibility. Now, when you're a soldier, accountability and responsibility are two of the words that you pretty much carry in a duffel bag on your back every time you put that uniform on, right? U.S. Army, right? I mean, come on, let's be real here. Um, there were on several occasions to where I had to, or where I was either asked to or directed to go hunt people down because they weren't showing up for duty. Now, these folks knew damn well that when they signed their name on the dotted line and when they put that uniform on, they knew what that meant. No excuses. None. Right? You sign your name, that's it. Right? You show up when you're supposed to show up. Unless there's reason or unless you have, right? Responsibility. Accountability. For number one. Right? This is where you learn a very good dose of accountability and responsibility. You don't join the military unless you have the ability to have accountability and responsibility for yourself first. Right? They don't issue you the equipment that they issue you. They don't allow you to do the things that they have you do if they don't teach you about responsibility and accountability. Accountability for your weapon, accountability for your equipment, accountability for the trucks that you drive or the tanks or whatever it is that you're driving, accountability for each other, the responsibility that you have for all of your stuff and your fellow soldiers. Right? You have a duty and responsibility to each other. Period. They teach you that day one. Right? So there were a couple of occasions, a couple of different occasions where I had to go hunt down soldiers who were not fulfilling their obligation. And I was given one simple task. It didn't matter how long it took. It didn't matter whatever. I was on orders when these situations were going on. I could use any means in my disposal to find these people. Right? Find the people who need to be accountable. Period. Fair enough. Right? That means if I had to get a hold of law enforcement, that means if I had to, whatever I had to do. Right? Because when you wear the uniform, you belong to the military. Right? You belong to Uncle Sam. Period. There's no excuse. There's no reason. There's no anything. But you have responsibility, accountability. Right? That's who you are for however long that you wear the uniform. Responsibility, accountability. Right? And so this is where I learned a good round of being creative and being um, really really open with my tactics. And instead of just going and trying to wing it and trying to do it all myself, I went to the state troopers, right? I told them who I was looking for. I gave them name. I gave them address. I gave them all the information that I could, and I let them show. I showed them my orders so that way they knew who I was and what I was doing. And I got escorted by a trooper to right to these people's houses. Very simple, right? I wasn't gonna sit in a parking lot and just, man, how do I approach this? No, keep it simple, right? Get a hold of law enforcement. They have ways of finding these people. You can't find them one way, you'll find them another, right? It's a great thing about technology these days. Even though technology does cause a lot of problems, but in these instances where you gotta take care of a situation that requires immediate response, right? Because I had a life too, right? Even though I was asked and I was put on orders to find these people, I didn't want to be out here looking for these people that were adults and should be accountable and responsible for themselves, but they couldn't, right? So just keep that in mind as I'm finishing out this little speech. So these state troopers, the fact that U.S. Army, right, federal jurisdiction, state troopers, so who held jurisdiction there, right? The trooper that I met with was pretty cool. We talked for a little bit, and we kind of got a feel for each other as because we're going to be working with each other, right? And we found the people pretty quick, pretty easy, right? And I got talking to him, and I asked why. Even though I was just the guy that was looking for him, right? Uncle Sam had to deal with him. I was just the guy that was trying to locate him. They just gave me the keys to a van and gave me what was needed to get the job accomplished. I just had to do the job. Right? So I didn't waste time with all the logistics. I just said, get yourself in the van. This state trooper is going to follow us. You're going to the unit right now, and the unit can deal with you. I don't care what you got going on. You got to bring the kids with you. Bring the kids with you. We got plenty of room. And it went smooth. They got back to the unit. The unit dealt with them. I just had to stay there until the verdict was given, and that was it. But this is a little spiel about responsibility, integrity, and accountability. There are some things that you don't have a choice in life, right? Signing your name on the dotted line is one of them. But until next time.